Hello and welcome to this video on my deck list for Carrot. I really enjoy playing Carrot. It's a really fun character to play. So the main ability of Carrot is that if you have a Mink character on the board, you're able to rest your opponent's character with a cost of 5 or less. So really good at the beginning of the game, and also sometimes it can be a saver against blockers in the end. So generally I have 4 wanders, have 4 carrots, 4 milkies, I play with 4 Tashigis, got 4 Pedros, got 4 carrots, only playing with 3 Nekos, 3 Bonnies, I've got 4 Neko, only 2 Hody Jones, 2 Mihawks, 3 Flamingos, 2 Gachus, 3 Electrical Lunas, and 4 Zoos. In this deck list, I mainly keep it very small, which is why I've got so many of each card, because if I have multiple characters, it makes it harder for the Wander Searcher if they're not minks, such as I used to play with, at the very beginning, the 8-cost Rosinante, which allows you to send out a 5-cost card and protects the cards from effects. But I found that it was a big brick, and I tend to not be able to get to the stage where I could play both the Rosinante out. Hody, Mihawk, Flamingo, Bonnie, and Tashigi are pretty much the ones I can't search for. So I just have to rely on luck to get those characters. When you're searching with Wander, you have to remember it can only be a mink character, and you can't search your zoos because they're not a mink, they're an animal. So in order to search for your zoos, you have to use the carrot, which is a very fantastic card. You're able to search 7 cards and can play it from the search, or if you've got it in hand, you can play it from your hand. Now, it is a good idea to, if you've got it in hand at the start of the game and you do a search, get yourself another zoo, because then later on in the game, if you have to play Bonnie, then you can use the spare zoo as a way to trash. I used to also play Bartelemore, where if you rest a character, usually with either Milky or using the leader effect, you can draw a card, but then you have to trash one card. If you have a surplus of zoos, then you can use that ability to just trash that card. So it makes it good cannon fodder, really. The Gachus, I mainly use that to rest a high-cost character or a high-cost blocker, like Kazakuri or the Mihawk. Or if I want to freeze a character but I'm not able to rest it, then I can use Gachu to rest either my Wanders or Carrots, or even my Milkies on the board. My Electrical Lunas, very useful to stop if the previous turn your opponent has swung all their low-cost characters of 7 or less. Then I can use that to just freeze their board, and I can safely either attack or prepare my board for next turn. Flamingo is a great card in order to freeze 3 characters or one of their leaders as well. So any opponent leaders that benefit from attacking, such as like Rob Lucci or maybe Arlong or even Katakuri, yellow Katakuri, is very useful against. The Mihawk, where you're able to restand for Don, is a nice block, and also with it being an 8 cost, it's not affected by characters that can rest a 5 or less, which with Pedro there is that risk, such as like Uzo Hachi can rest Pedro, which is kind of a pain, so just be aware of that. Hody, an all-around great card where you can get Rush and also rest 2 of the opponent's characters or one of their Don. Neko, it's a great 2k counter, and if you're in a bit of a pinch and you just need another body for next turn, it's a 7 power, so it's quite good, but I mainly use it for the 2k counter. Jewelry Bonnie, a great blocker, and also you get 2 cards and you get to restand 1 Don, so usually you would do Mihawk into Jewelry Bonnie, and then you can do your Zao to get 2 Don active. Neko Mushiri, so he is a rush character, great for maybe on your 4th turn. If the opponent has rested 7 cards, you're able to have rush effects, so it's a great 6 cost power. You got Carrot, all around great card, where if you on play or when attacking, you can freeze a 7 or less character. Pedro, a fantastic blocker, where if he gets KO'd, you can KO your opponent's 6 or less character, or rest one of their Don. Tashigi is a card that I used for either counter, or if I'm going up against someone who is using cards that KO my board by effects, or by removing a card from field. It's a great defense against those kind of cards. Milky, all around it's a 2k counter card, but also its best ability, if you rest it, you get one of your Don back as active. So if you've got Zoo and Milky on the board, you can rest 2 Don, so it's a great resource rebuild. Carrot, as I said before, searches for your zoos, but also can help with a 2k counter. And your Wanders, which is your main searcher in order to find all of your Mink characters. Later on in the game, if you find that you're in a pinch and you haven't seen any of your Lunas, it's a great card to try and search for it, because Lunas are Mink types, so you can easily search for these when you need them.